have the Audi e-tron that's been following us around all day. Good morning from Oslo. Welcome back to Simply Greg's EV. Today we start the drive up from Oslo to Bergen with the Lucid. So now we begin, I believe, the third phase of our road trip. A roughly 500 kilometer drive to Bergen. That should take about 7 hours is what Google is saying. Let's get into the car, check the route planning. Let's do this. And now we're just leaving our hotel here. This was an amazing hotel. Don't let the outside fool you. That's actually a really nice hotel. Lucid is looking good here in a very busy part of downtown Oslo. We'll jump into the car. I think what we'll do is we'll see which way it's sending us, because there's an Ionity site that I want to go to up there. On the way, I swear. It's on the way. What are we at? 59% state of charge, while Apple CarPlay takes forever to load for some reason today. Why is it taking so long?
I don't know. It stopped working yesterday, so...
Now you know why car manufacturers want to move away from Apple CarPlay and use their own system. So we'll get this sorted out and we will be back. After what feels forever, we had to do a full system reboot because it wasn't connecting to either of our iPhones. 7 hours, 46 minutes, 513 kilometers, arrival at 4 o'clock, but we'll do some stops in there. So yeah, let's go. I think we could finally leave, right, Laura? Finally after taking forever. All right, let's get out of here. You join us here now at an Ionity charging site, somewhere between, I would say, well, not even in between Oslo and Bergen. We're about 150 kilometers into the drive. We were at 30% state of charge. We had to stop here to use washrooms. And I figured, since I'm here, I might as well charge, because I don't want this to be a scenario where we get to the next charging site, which will be Ionity again, and the car was showing 220 kilometers of range and the next stop is 215. So I figured we'll just, while we're here, we'll plug in for 10 minutes. But wow. So you have 12 Ionity posts over here. You have another ChemPower setup there. We'll actually get the camera turned around. So you got a little gas station over here. You got one gas pump. That's what I want to point out. So you have one gas pump. You have 12 Ionity chargers there that are 1-to-1. So one cabinet per post. So you could get full power here on 12 cars. Then over here, we have a recharge site, not to be confused with Shell recharge. You got a big Tesla supercharger there, which is useless for us. We'll only do 50 kilowatts there. And I believe we're paying three kroner there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 ChemPower posts here, recharge. That's probably going to be a 600 kilowatt cabinet. So this is pretty much maxed out for one ChemPower cabinet. And you have a Neo battery power swap station here. For Neos, you come and swap your battery here. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, I've never seen one being used. I always see them empty, which is weird. You figured by now I would see one, and you have a big version 2 Tesla supercharger here, and it has the old school Type 2 connections for older Model S's and Model Y. All your power equipment is over here. And it's pretty cold. It's about 4 Celsius outside. The hardy Canadian in me is used to this kind of weather. But all is good here. We'll charge up for probably 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes, while we just take a little breather. But pretty cool site. I mean, Norway is, in many ways, it reminds me of back home in Quebec. But also at the same time, back in Quebec, you would have all 50 kilowatt. You wouldn't have a gigantic site like this whatsoever there. Like this is like Saint Louis de Blanfort types of large, but these are like everywhere here. So we'll get back on the road soon and we'll continue. Just wanted to give you an idea of what a charging site here in Norway looks like. I think we're good to go. Let's stop this charge. We've been here 9 minutes. We're at 50% state of charge. We will get the Huber-Schuner cable unplugged. Also take note that it releases it right away. A few of you have commented that I get impatient because it's flow equipment. So that's closed up. We're good. One more look at this site. Wow. If it's going to be like this the whole way, that's really impressive what they've built out here. There's a lot of power at this site. Let's get back in the car, get back on the road. We had to stop and use the facilities at this restaurant. We're at the top of some mountain here in Norway. And I figured while we were using the washroom, I might as well plug in a bit. That's actually an Alpitronic Hypercharger 50, so 50 kilowatts. I believe it will do 25 kilowatt split. You have some older equipment up here and you have 22 kilowatts there as well. But we're literally at the top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere with pretty good EV charging. I mean, I wouldn't want to sit here for an hour charging, but if you got to stop for 5-10 minutes to use the washroom and grab a coffee or something, that's absolutely perfect. So far so good on the drive. Everything's going well. The scenery here is absolutely beautiful. It's so nice, but it's getting cold. And you know what? I'm kind of glad now I got those winter tires on the car, because it's been like 2 or 3 degrees. It's about 3 degrees out here. I got the hat on and everything. So we'll charge up here for another 5 minutes. We'll be here a total of 10 minutes, which is fine, and we'll continue driving. So I believe we're just over halfway to Bergen now. The going is slow, speed limits are low, lots of twisty roads, but hey, it is what it is. It's absolutely beautiful. We're enjoying it. See you soon. So far so good with the road trip from Oslo to Bergen. We're just at this Ionity site now in Lateral. I believe that's how you pronounce it. We're all finished charging here. I was out filming a site tour video. If you've already seen that video, I'm kind of disappointed because I thought there would be more power cabinets here, but they ripped out half the equipment. Weirdly enough, I'm not too sure why, but we covered that in that video. So we have about, let me flip the camera around. Right now we have about 200 kilometers to go to Bergen. I think we got enough charge. I mean, worst case scenario, we'll stop somewhere for a few minutes and charge. Lucid definitely does have the charging speed, perhaps not the greatest curve. And also at the same time, there's infrastructure here everywhere in Norway. We charged at the top of a ski hill in the middle of nowhere. Yes, it was 50 kilowatts, but there was still something there. But these mega sites are everywhere. Even this morning when we stopped at that one about 200 kilometers into the trip, these mega EV charging sites are everywhere. And I can't wait to bring more Norway infrastructure videos. But also, as I keep mentioning, what's interesting is nobody really does these deep chargers. They come in, charge for 10-12 minutes, and they're gone. And as I said in the previous video, this is why having high-speed infrastructure, and a lot of it is so important, is that you could take advantage of the charging speeds in any vehicle versus, like, let's say back in Quebec where the infrastructure is good, everything's 50 or 100 kilowatts. So all you're doing is sitting there in your EGMP car or your car that's capable of going over 100 kilowatts. All you're doing is sitting there wasting your time. And I actually got banned from a Facebook page for mentioning that, saying that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Well, guess what? Who the hell takes an EV as a tourist on what's going to be probably a 4,000 kilometer trip in Europe? Let's get back in the car and we'll continue to Bergen. Let's go. Here's the update from inside the car. I know we haven't done one yet in this video. We are 1 hour, 23 minutes from Bergen, 91 kilometers. Today we have driven so far 422.5 kilometers, a trip total of 2,204.1 kilometers, 431 kilowatt hours used. Today's drive, it's not for the faint of heart. Whatever Google says, Waze says, add 20% extra time on that, only because you will have to stop, whether you're in a gas car or EV or whatever you're driving. But it's lots of hills, and also you're not doing 80 kilometers an hour most of the time. You're passing through a lot of little small towns with varying traffic conditions. Like right now, it's not that busy, but before it was busy. So just keep that in mind. That, what time did we leave at this morning?
8:15.
We left at 8:15. It's just after 4 o'clock now. So keep that in mind, that this is going to be an all-day affair getting to Bergen. So you will burn a day getting to Bergen from Oslo. But the scenery was fantastic. The drive was fantastic. The roads are beautiful, smooth as glass. If this was back home, they'd be garbage, frankly. They'd be... I've been on dirt roads that are better than roads at home. The Lucid is holding up well, super comfortable. Awesome going up the hills, just so much power. Charging infrastructure, amazing, as you'll see. this is just such an easy drive. It's such an easy drive when you have good infrastructure, when you have political will to install said infrastructure, and you're in a really damn cool car. It just makes everything so much better. So we shall check in a bit. If not, we'll check in once we get to Bergen, which will be around 5:30, it's saying. All right, that's it from inside the Lucid. As we look at the beautiful cityscape of Bergen, Norway, and the lovely Zeker, I'd like to apologize for not having any dash cam footage simply because the memory card got corrupted and I wasn't able to recover most of the data with this trip. So that footage is lost to the pages of history, unfortunately. But Bergen itself was an absolutely lovely, lovely city. Really suggest that if you're in Norway, make the visit. And as we go through this parking lot here, I ended up losing count of how many electric cars are in Bergen. I actually think Bergen had more EVs than Oslo, than what we saw via 2 nights in Oslo. Lovely country, lovely trip, lovely people. We shall see you in part 4, hopefully, unless another memory card got messed up. But again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.